Hello everybody and welcome to Farming Simulator 22 and welcome to the channel as well, of course. Right, okay, so first of all what we're going to do here is we're going to need push them up. This is the second-hand shop which we used once before, and as typical, yeah, the Tiger car that Lexa bought is also here, a bit cheaper, but we can't think about that now, of course. So what we're going to do though is buy this machine here, because you can see it's full of grapes, and this one it's got 53% off, so that's certainly going to be worth us purchasing. And this will be used after the season to cut the grapes back, so it is something we're definitely going to need. So while it's going there, we're going to purchase it. So that is there at the shop. Okay, so on to today. We are going to first of all feed our animals. We got some chicken feed and some for the horses, all ready to go. So as I'm just going up to the farm here just to join Lexter. There we go. Abby's. So just around the corner here is Alexa, all ready to go. So he's got some chicken feed ready. He's got some oats already. Using his new vehicle, he's the Tiger car that we just mentioned. He's filled up with the oats there, as you can see. So I'm going to hop in the telehandler, which makes a change. This is normally Alexa's job. And off we go to the animals. So we're just looking at some of the additional bits in some of the mods, and some quite interesting bits in there. We're just looking at some fancy greenhouses that have got like LED lighting. That look pretty good fun. And also there's one in there with like a maple syrup. You can sell maple syrup at the side road and things like that. So again, it's something we might actually have to have a look at, because it certainly looks good. It's whether we got the land and the money to take on some of these things. So again, we also want to look towards our targets. We'll also be buying a additional grass field to plant trees for some forestry work, and looking towards cows and pigs, on top of course buying more fields to harvest. So we've got lots planned. We're not going to get it all done very quickly, but that's the good thing about these games, of course, the old simulator games. Buying time and patience to do it all. So let's open the gate. There's Lexa, is all there. We just saw the chickens there. There we go. Here's Charlie and Tornado. That does mean I'm in the right place, feeding the old chickens there. So as I leave that to do that, let's go check. Lexter is putting the food in there. We see him reversing in for the horses. Okay, so yeah, this just deposits the food that's needed for the horses. So and that will helpfully mix it in with the what the horses need. So Tornado there is fine. I bet Charlie needs a clean again. Yep. Oh, no, it doesn't. That makes a change. Anyway, okay, looks like the chickens are all fed. The horses have got a bit of extra food that was needed as well, because they had some hay, but they needed some oats, so that has now been all deposited. Right, let's get these two vehicles back to the farm. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, oh, traffic lights. I know the highway code has changed, but you still got to be wary of the road. Of course, the telehandler really is usually Lex's job, but there. I'm going to have to take a look at some of the maintenance on some of our vehicles soon as well, especially one of the old tractors. I think it's almost like halfway down. Right, there we go. Got a little bit of tidying up there, but since there's a bit of fertiliser, we can use that shortly. Also on one of the fields that we mentioned in our previous videos, one of the fields is getting a little bit low on the fertiliser side, so we can use some of that to sort that field out. Okay, so I'll attach the part from there and there. So also today, what we're also going to do, apart from save the game of course, is we're going to start this contract. Oh, there's lots of contracts now. There's quite a few contracts on here now that wasn't here. So we've got it looks like there's 2 baling jobs now, 2 fertilising, the sowing ones. We haven't actually done that one, but looking at the price, that's going to be a big contract to try and do it. And then we've got a second another spraying one. But for today, we're going to take on this baling in field number 7. So we will borrow the item. So the contract is now available. So the equipment we've got here is, we got a nice great big case Magnum, and there's our purchase bit for the grapes that we've got to remember. Oh wow, look at all this. We've got the baler. Oh, we've got quite a lot of machinery here, Lexter. Lexter, if you can bring another tractor up to the shop please, because there's only one tractor and there's lots of machinery, literally balers. We've got the wrappers and we've got the one here that collects the bales. So we will need a second tractor. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to pause the video until Alexia gets here with the second tractor. Okay, as we can see, Alexa has joined us, which is all good. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, Alexa. Sorry. Oh no. Right, let's just fold them both back up. Okay, right, let's start again. What I was trying to do is bring the map up. So we're in field 7, which is very, very handy, as we can see, because it is the field that's right next to the shop here. Oh, keeping the map up there has made that quite tight for us. Cutting through ocean. So yeah, here's our field. Off we go. So yeah, a little bit of grass cutting, a little bit of baling. So what we do is we will do some, I'm sure we'll end up with some of this into a bit of a time lapse. Now one of the good advantages of doing baling contracts is, of course, once you have finished the contracts, normally you get some bales left, which we can either keep for food or anything else we could think of, or of course you got the advantage of selling them and making additional money onto the contract as well. So there's certainly benefits to having contracts baling, perhaps more so than some of the others. Okay, then we go round. There we go. Oh, oh, oh. Good job that's not ours, isn't it? I'm going to cut down the pole there. Oh, we've actually got a bell left here already, Alexa. This must be the field that we did once before. So we've actually got, well, 2 bells. So whether we can actually include them into what we're going to do now, or whether we can actually just push them aside. Wow, this is the trouble, isn't it? These trees are growing their leaves back now. We're in April, and yeah, you can see along the road there that they're getting their leaves back. It does mean the sightseeing for these type of views is a bit harder to get. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this into time-lapse of the rest of the cascade, just so we can see the baler in work and some of the other things in work, so we can show a little bit of each and then put a little bit each into the time-lapse. Okay, as we go on to the next part, here we go, unfold windrow and lower, and we can turn this on. There we go. How about that? Bit of take off, eh? And of course, once we've done this, we need to get the baler and then take the bales up to the shop, which we need to check which sale point it was, of course. I think it's not often used, one of these. I can see it's cutting into the grass there. Alexa's still working hard there as well. those edges. Mean those edges. We do say about these edges. Alexa's got a few more to do there, and then he'll be finished his first part of the job. There's that telegraph pole away again. As you probably noticed, Alexa did actually, you probably may not notice it in the time lapse, but you may have noticed there that he has moved those 2 additional bells. So normally before when we've done this, we've just gone straight into the baling. Okay, so let's put this bit into the time lapse. Okay, so the bells have been made. Well, what we're going to do now is collect them, and then we'll observe as Alexa takes them up to the sale point, and hopefully the gentleman of the farm of the field would be happy with what we've achieved here, and then we can collect some money. And let's say at the moment he's collected our purchase for the grapes, and he's just running that back to the farm. Okay, so what we need to do is collect that into the operation and collect the bells that we've created. See how many we can get on here. Number 1. So we might collect quite a few, because when looking at this, it's got hope that this baler is actually square, as you can see, obviously. The reason I mentioned that is the 2 barrels at the beginning of the video that were left behind from previous times were actually round. So we'll See how we go. That's 4-1 there at the moment. Yeah, so we're loading them up. We can take a nice slow steady trip up to each barrel. Hopefully it'll add each one before we get to the next. I just noticed Lexa has done a vehicle running cost. Now we did notice, and I've mentioned it before, that the tractor Lexa was using was almost 50% down on the maintenance. So he spent about £9,000 repairing it. Wow, that's quite a lot of money spent there. Should we have sold it and bought a new tractor? This trailer is getting quite full up. So, Alexa, it won't be long until you need to hop up into this field to take control of this tractor. Do you want to bring us my orange, the great little tractor up? Then I'll pop onto that one and follow you up. This is just about ready to be empty. In fact, what I do is I will bring this to the farm where you are now. If you want to wait there, I will bring this up to you, and then we can swap over there. So I am just on my way up to you now. As we can see, Lexa is at the farm. And the sale point is the top one there. So we are going right past the farm anyway. Whoa, let's go steady. Again, additional weight and trailer as you drive does make a difference in how the vehicle reacts when you drive. So once we've done the first sale point, what we do is we go back to the old time lapse with the bells and see how much we got at the end. We will slow it down for the big occasion. Okay, Lexa, all yours. Let's see if we can catch him. There's the old sugar gets going. I have to remember not to go too carried away, because the turning on this thing is really sharp and easy to, well, how should we say, topple it over. Maybe we can keep those barrels and make ourselves some sort of race around. Put the different barrels into the field and have a bit of a race around. We can have that as a challenge one day, couldn't we? Okay, my little old one isn't as quick. So maybe what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to use perhaps the Lexa's red one next time. But we're on our way, we're coming. We're almost there. You can see the sail point up in the front of us there. And there's Lexa kindly waited for us there. Yeah, even though he's pulling all that weight, it's a busy time for the farmers, getting the fields ready, everything's planted for the end of summer, autumn growing, things like wheat and all the times there the fields need to be looked after. It's the start of a busy time. As we see, as he deposits the boughs. We wait for anticipation. Okay, the contract itself has finished, so unloading that last lot actually completed the contract, which is pretty good really, because we've still got all these bales here to collect, which will actually then go into our bank account as well. And as you may or may not have noticed, that I managed to find a collectible as well, just on the corner as well. So that was a bit of a £1,000 bonus, because we did do a video trying to find a few of the collectibles. There's still a few more out there. If we see them, that'd be great. Okay, so we can collect these last few bales and see how much extra we can get, which I think actually is going to be a real good bonus, because there's quite a few left over still. And it looks like we've got one more. And we're taken back up to that sail point. Okay, put it in the transport position and take them up to the sail point, which is luckily pretty close, so that should get us done. So thank you very much for joining us today. We do appreciate anyone who watches the videos or is enjoying watching the Farming Simulator combined. Personally, I feel actually we're really getting going into this now. You know, I think the things are really set and going to how and what we want to do. We spoke about future jobs we want to do in the game, but I think the actual all-round working together, myself and Lexter, the feel of the play and the chitter-chatter about it and the time lapses, I personally feel are really starting to come together quite nicely now. So, and I hope you feel the same. And if you've watched this long, I'm sure you have, and you know, we've had a couple of new subs, so you know, that's great. Thank you very much if you are one of the new ones, and by all means please feel free to share, talk about the videos. Of course, they're all apart from YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. So yeah, the more we can actually share, the more we can encourage and do. And look out for any of our past other videos as well. Okay, so we are, I'm not really concentrating. Get myself into the corner of the shop. I hope there's no cameras watching me here. No evidence. No, everything's fine. Not a problem. Right, so I'm hoping these will go into our bank account. And so there's a nice few left over there. Took the trailer up. Unload. Yeah, look at that. 9,000. Well, 988. So that pretty much actually has paid for the service of the tractor that time. So as for the contract, that has now completed, and we have a lease cost of 823, and we have the total of 19,965 to collect. Thank you very much. So there's another baling one there, fertilising, sowing and spraying. So there's a few other contracts there, but we also want to do work on our own farm. I see Lexer has taken the little tractor and everything back to the farm. There it is. So thank you very much, everybody. I'm not sure where Lexer's got to. Is he here? No, it looks like he's going up to the horses to give the horses a ride. So I'm going to join him. So thank you very much for watching today. We hope you're all keeping well. As I say, please feel free to share and interact and talk to us and join in with us. Thank you very much, everyone. Take care. Bye for now.